The Remington Report. Sponsored by Heritage Place, the place where champions are sold. Also sponsored by the Oklahoma Quarter Horse Racing Association, promoting quarter horse, app, and paint racing in Oklahoma. And I'm your host, Greg Thompson of StallionEsearch.com.
You bet I'll be watching.
On this week's episode of the Remington Report, I take a look at two upcoming stakes this weekend as multiple stakes winning Cheater goes long against a full field in the SLM Big Daddy Stakes. Third place Heritage Futurity finalist Ranch Candy takes on a short field in the Prissy Gold Digger Handicap. We do a quick recap of the running of last week's E-Stakes and look ahead at the older horse division at Remington Park this meet. So tie down. The flag is up. You won't want to miss this. It's the Remington Report.
I'll be watching.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Greg Thompson of StallionEsearch.com. Welcome to another edition of the Remington Report. On this first segment of this episode, we look at the contenders for the $35,000 SLM Big Daddy Stakes to be contested this Saturday at Remington Park. We get started with a look at the SLM Big Daddy Stakes with Sleepy Gilbert trained Mr. Truly Uno. Even though this 5-year-old feature Mr. Jess Gelding has been out of action since October 1st of 2011, where he chased home Louisiana Senator in the Grade 1 Refrigerator Handicap to finish second, he should be highly considered in the wagering due to the jockey-trainer combo of Gilbert and Roy Baldiez, who were fairly lethal in 2011 together. If you're looking for a price at the windows and for a horse that has shown he's in recent form, you might want to look at Ralph Muniz trained William Henry, who shows that he likes a distance of 550 yards when he won his last out in an allowance effort at Hialeah, which resulted in a career high speed index of 102. William Henry is 15-1 on the morning line and gets the riding services of Alex Baldiez. I am going to go with multiple stakes winning Cheater in this spot, who is a 5-year-old gelding by Granite Lake. Cheater has shown some impressive recent form in this past month of February in stakes action at Hialeah under trainer Jackie Kirby. Here he is 2 starts ago winning the Sawgrass Stakes under urging of jockey Cody Smith. In his last start, he was unable to catch Jess a runner and had to finish for second, beaten by a neck in the Hialeah Invitational Championship. The Remington Report was able to touch base with trainer Jackie Kirby about Cheater's chances and the SLM Big Daddy Stakes.
He's really training good right now. He did good for us down there in Florida. We kind of run him in that 440-yard deal, setting him up for this 550 deal. And the only bad part about it is when you got a good horse like him, you got to run against other horses that are just as good as he is. So we'll just cross our fingers and hope we do good.
Hey, don't go anywhere. We got to pause for just a second for a word from our sponsor.
An official representative of horsemen in the state, the OQHRA also administers race, benevolence, and scholarship programs, all to better the state of racing in the state of Oklahoma. Visit OQHRA.com.
Okay, we're back here on the Remington Report. We have the $30,000 Prissy Gold Handicap going this Saturday at 350 yards. Let's take a look at these 3-year-old fillies.
I'm going to focus on 2 fillies. The first is Eddie Lee Willis trained BV Valentine Wagon, a PYC Paint Your Wagon 3-year-old filly that showed a tremendous closing kick in her last start in the FL Ladybug Stakes at Remington. But I'm going to have to go with the morning line 5-2 favorite in this spot, the Guillermo Valdivia trained Ranch Candy, who is by Wave Carver, shown here finishing 3rd 2 starts ago in the Grade 1 $1 million Heritage Place Futurity. I spoke with Guillermo about his 3-year-old filly Ranch Candy.
The filly is doing well. The filly is training super. The filly is training really good. We're just using this race for the Heritage, just to prep for the Heritage Derby. And we're kind of excited about it to see her run back again.
This past Wednesday, 102 2-year-olds went down the track here at Remington Park in the training races. Let's take a look at 2 of those races as we analyze here in the training race review.
The first race spotlighted during the training races review is the 10th race, with all eyes on the $430,000 Heritage Place September yearling sale topper named First Prize Moon, who was by Mr. Jess Perry. The 2-year-old colt raced down the center of the track and got up in the final 20 yards to catch the leader and win by a neck while recording the second fastest time of the day of 13.60 seconds for owner Bonanza Racing Stable of Mission, Texas. But it was Joanne Adams and Dwayne Harrell's Jessa Valentine that recorded the fastest time of the day in the last race. Under jockey G.R. Carter, Jessa Valentine went the 250 yards into a stiff headwind in a time of 13.51 seconds. He 3 trains the filly. Now for a recap of this past weekend's Grade 2 East Tex Handicap. With a full field of 10, Eddie D. Willis trained a toss-up, showed his older counterparts his heels in the 350-yard event, with jockey David Pignon in the saddle. 2 things to conclude from the running of the East Tex. Number 1, that Eddie Willis should have a stout 3-year-old named Matassa going into the Remington Derby trials, which is his next planned start. And number 2, that Lano Tala or Cold Cash 123 will not be sharing the headlines going into the Grade 1 Leo Stakes with any of the starters coming out of the East Tex, if that matchup does happen.
And when and if that matchup is going to happen, you'll hear about it here on the Remington Report. Tune in every Friday as we analyze the heck out of this quarter horse meet at Remington Park this year in 2012. If you can't be at the racetrack, go to AQHA.com and watch the Q Racing videos. It's unlimited and it's free, brought to you by AQHA.com. I'm Greg Thompson of StallionEsearch.com. We'll see you next Friday here on the Remington Report.
The Remington Report is sponsored by Heritage Place. Heritage Place in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Upcoming yearling sale in September 20th through the 23rd. Heritage Place, the place where champions are sold.